Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Beautiful Boys. I'm Andy Haynes.
I'm Michael Shane Cannon.
And today, it's just us.
Oh, just us here. It's the boys. We needed this.
Yeah, a little connection.
I think it was fun.
Yeah, it was really good. Do you want to tell us where you're going to be?
Oh, do I ever. Guys, the whole point of us even doing this podcast in the first place is to get you guys out to see our main thing, which is stand-up comedy. Andrew is hilarious. He's a banging comedian. I find myself moderately funny as well. You should see both of us
being modest.
on the road. We are excellent and with new material. How fun. MikeCannonComedy.com for all of my dates or punchup.live/MikeCannon. April 10th through the 11th. I'm going to be in Tampa at Side Splitters. April 4th, I forgot, before that, Stamford, Connecticut. Nicole, our old hallowed ground. I'm doing a weekend headlining show in Stamford, the place where I filmed Traumatized Animal. I love that club. Come on out. It's only good if the room is full. And then in May, I'm going to be in Houston, H-Town, the 15th and the 16th. More being added. Check the YouTube, Mike Cannon Comedy. I got a ton of stuff out on that. And Andrew, what would you like to tell the folks?
Well, everybody, this is the week that I depart for Europe. This Saturday, I'll be in Amsterdam. Sunday, I'll be in Rotterdam. Tuesday, I'll be in Berlin. That's the 31st. The 1st, I'll be in Vienna. The 2nd, I will be in Bern, Switzerland. And the 3rd, I will be in Zurich, Switzerland. The 4th, I'll be in Paris. The 5th, in London. The 6th, in Dublin. And then I'm headed back to the warm bosom that is the Beautiful Boys podcast. Yeah. Come out to one of those shows. Same thing, punchup.live.
Punchup.live.
/Andy Haynes, or you can go to my website. I don't know the name of it right now. But all those tickets are available, and then I have a bunch of dates starting in May, and I'm touring all through the summer. So I'll see you there.
Let's go.
Bye.
Oh, 1, 2. Yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as it's here, then we might as well shine together. Better now than never. Business before pleasure. P. Diddy and the fam, who you know do it better. And then
that's how you
all
started
12
every
white
show?
people would come out doing defensive slides. And then we'd break off into layup lines, and we had our own clap. And the entire crowd would start it, and we'd just be white guys clapping backboard, acting fucking fired up, and then we'd lose by 20 to our black rivals.
Great. Was that Newburgh or?
No, Nyack, when they were a powerhouse.
Nyack was a powerhouse.
They were unbelievable. They had this kid, Nigel Morris, who ended up playing cornerback for Toledo. So he was like I played AAU with him. He was like just one of these guys where you put him into any sport and you're like, you're the best at whatever you get to do. It's unbelievable the way his body moved. And he was their point guard.
Sounds like a divorce guy talking about a dancer. It was unbelievable the way her body moved.
We belong together. And then there was this kid, James Smith, who was, he may have been 6 foot, he may have been 7 foot, but he was at least 6'10".
Yeah.
And I was the big man / point guard of my team. So I had to chest with this fucking giant, which in later years, we almost fought him at a bar.
Really?
In Nyack, yeah.
You almost needed to be in one of those, like, you know, there's like the Indian League. Have you seen that?
No.
You need to be in like a Irish-Italian league. It's not racist.
Yeah.
It's like you guys it's not going to be comparable.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is my AD, R.I.P., one of the best guys ever, Coach McGinnis. He was like a basketball guy, and he lasted like a year in athletic director because he like dared to give the basketball team some money that the football team was allocated.
Yeah.
So the parents were like, get the fuck out of our town. But he played for the Irish national team, basketball-wise. I know. And he was like my height, but also a savage. Like
that's like the thing that's happening right now with the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, where I'm like, England has a baseball team?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing?
By the way, does ESPN know what they're doing by putting the Israeli flag and writing eliminated?
Yeah. Oh, boy. I saw a cut today that was the Dominicans hitting home runs, and then it would like cut to missiles hitting Tel Aviv. And then it would show the Dominicans dancing. Oh, that was a good one.
It really does, like, I feel like this is such a mushroomy idiot thing to say, but like man, war could be eliminated, man. If we just like went by the rules of the World Baseball Classic. Like, let's just play
a sport.
Yeah, let's just play a sport, almost like in Victory.
Yeah.
You know, for the Allies to escape the concentration camp, you had to beat the German national team.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh my God.
But I get the
Andrew.
premise.
You would love this movie. Have you? It's a soccer movie based in World War II. Michael Caine, Sylvester Stallone, Pele, and a bunch of European...
Oh, I've heard about this, yeah.
It's an excellent movie. And it's actually like, I watched it when I was 7, and the opening scene is gunning down a person trying to escape the prison.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's knocking around there for a while. But it's so
Well, like I
good.
said, I saw Pulp Fiction when I was like 8.
Yeah.
By myself in a hotel room. Like my mom like had her like high school reunion. I think she thought she was going to get her groove back. She got room service and was like, buy whatever you want on the TV.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a nice little hall pass.
Yeah.
And you guys see, I get like weird movies like that late night that I watched by myself, but it was all in my own home. Like I watched 9.5 Weeks.
Yeah, you were
when I
talking
was,
about
like
that.
8
Yeah.
or 9 years old or something. I've watched is that 2 Days in the Valley? Is that the Charlize Theron movie where she gets naked? I watched another one with Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, and they're like just banging the entire time. All
I forgot what that
sweaty.
one's
Michael
called.
Madsen.
That's like their the last bit of their marriage.
Yeah.
Is that movie, I think.
Yeah.
Your basketball stuff was making me think about, I just realized that I've never talked about how my basketball team was the state champs. And it was like a feeder to the UW. So it's D1 feeder.
Yeah.
And it was us in Rainier Beach, which is like where Nate Robinson and Jamal Crawford went.
Okay.
And then we had Jason Terry, Brandon Roy, and a couple other guys. Like this guy, Will Conroy, made it to the Bulls, but I don't think he ever played.
It's crazy.
And then another guy, who's the other guy that?
Which, by the way, those guys in high school may as well be Michael Jordan.
They were amazing.
I just saw Draymond Green's high school mixtape, and everybody knows him as this defender, can't shoot, whatever. And he's like crossing people over, just unbelievably skilled, jelly finger rolls. And you're like, oh, this guy just had to do other stuff because everybody in the NBA is better at that stuff than he is.
Yeah, I mean, this was like, a dynasty almost.
Yeah.
And but I remember that they had their own part of the locker room, like the men's locker room in the gym.
Yeah.
There was the boys basketball, and it was like locker room for me, exactly what you think it looks like. Yeah. It smells like shit. Everything's dirty and old, and it's just a locker room. In there, big screen TV, PlayStation, leather couches, and also like multiple stories about girls going down there.
Oh,
just getting rocked.
Getting rocked. Nice. Yeah.
Getting rocked.
Just showing a little school spirit. That's how I put it.
And there was also a guy who, I remember this, he would walk around our school. He had some title with the basketball program, and he would just show up in your class, and he'd be like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? To the teacher. And it was like, hey, Michael has it looks like he has like a D right now. Like, can we talk about that? Like, it was just like, it was great.
Man, that's, I mean, it's so funny because people are like, how does that prepare them for the world? It's like, that actually is perfectly, that prepares them perfectly for the world, and there's no real ramifications or consequences. Yeah, if you do something at an elite level, people will bend over backwards to make sure you are able to do that.
Yeah, be the best at what you do, and everybody will come to your,
Oh, we didn't have that at all, dude. Our teachers were like looking to get some of us suspended.
Yeah.
And our school was fine with it.
They
They're
were
pick these kids off.
There's no game this week. You guys fucked up.
My high school football team had to disband the year after I was there.
Why?
Because we were a giant class in terms of how many people we had on our team. And then this one player, James, who was one of my best buds, he was like the only guy that was a serious football player, and his like ceiling was kind of like D3, low D2. So it didn't fully matter, but he got like 3 or 4 concussions in one season, and they were like, we're ending the season.
Yeah.
We're not even, because he wouldn't stop playing. They're like, you have to, doctor is telling you not to. He's like, I'm going to keep playing.
Yeah.
He's that type of dude. Like, just, no, I put my body on the line. This is what I do. It's wild. You can get it. You could worm that into even a high schooler, and they have that like,
Jesus Christ.
no, I am a gladiator, and I will die for this.
I mean, I think that's kind of like where you do that the most.
Yeah, I had those feelings.
That's why you can go to the army when you're 18.
Yeah, that's actually wow.
If you had to go to the army, like you had to wait till you were 32, nobody would sign up.
What a great fucking point. That's absolute. It's the invincibility. It's the testosterone, the confidence of the bravado of youth.
9/11 happened when I was,
Where were you?
18 or 19. I was in Seattle, and I remember going because they said more planes were out, and so we went down to like the viewpoint of downtown, and we were like, all right, let's see what happens. And we got drunk, and all of us were like, I guess we're going to war. Like all of us.
Yeah.
And all of us were liberal fuck-ups that would not be accepted into the military for high THC concentrations in our blood.
I mean, I remember being at my pasta party for soccer the night before a game, and it's like right after 9/11, and us genuinely talking like, should we all drive down to Jersey right now?
Sign up?
And fight those people in the streets. All the people shooting AR-15s in celebration in the street. Should we go down there? And thank God nobody...
Bronx Tale?
Yeah, everybody...
You almost got stuck in a Bronx Tale moment?
It would have been awful. I mean, I've never...
You guys wouldn't even be able to find them.
No, of course not. You would have just driven around...
Until you saw an Arab guy and then committed a hate crime?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So thank goodness I lack...
I remember, I think I've told this on the podcast before, but this was a moment in like how would you say it? Unintentional racism, which was our school was in the hood, and as a result of that, kids would get robbed when they would go out to their cars.
Yeah.
Like, once a week, somebody would be like, I got punched in the face. They took my backpack, And at one point it had happened to like 3 of my friends, and I was like, we should like get together like a group, like, and we'll stand up to these guys.
Yeah.
And then it was
pride in who we are.
Yeah. And it was like, oh wait, it's like 5 white guys and 1 Lebanese dude who is very white passing. This is not gonna.
We should all get the same haircut.
Yeah,
maybe an entry point tattoo.
Maybe just something easy. So that was, and then it dawned on me. I was like, oh wait a second, I'm talking about a whites only militia now. And I went to an all black high school.
I know. Well, that's where they
not
happen.
All black,
but that is sometimes where they happen. As a means of misdirected, I need to protect myself.
Yeah. It was a moment in just, I guess, and
also for any of you young that are listening and think what I said about traveling to New Jersey was insane, you're absolutely right. But also, you got to understand, tensions were high during 9/11.
Also, I think people don't realize like how far we've come.
As me and you?
No, just as a society.
Yeah.
Like, I think people still think we're like this super racist society, which we are,
sure.
Like institutionally and stuff. But like, you used to be able to say, I don't know.
Go ahead, do it. Say what you used to be able to say.
Can you say the F word on here?
We can bleep it. We can bleep it.
Yeah, you used to be able to say.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to say retard.
Yeah.
And like
that's back.
Yeah, that's back. But it's also like I looked at a paper that I wrote in middle school, and I fully just called Lenny a retard.
Wait, in the
and there was no mark.
You're not talking lunchtime. What you were able to say. You're
no, I'm not even
what
saying
you wrote in your papers for school. That's
and you
awesome.
like a guy could call somebody a or a queer or something.
That's
like
funny.
that.
You called him retarded in a paper,
and the teacher did not make a mark. And it wasn't like a.
I call him a wall-eyed rubberhead.
Oh yeah.
My teacher was fine with it.
This is all getting cut out. No, it's
I think that's a Stanhopeism where the first time I heard that like description,
wall-eyed,
just wall-eyed, I fucking love that.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been so fun to be like working class white in Boston, just to hear the things people said.
I mean, that it must have been
Bobby Kelly.
The thing that's like. I like that stuff. I still think that there's a place for that. Obviously, like, the internet and all this discourse has just blown that wide open. But I just like, I've been saying it in comedy, like on stand-up sometimes when people are like, a little pearl clutchy or just sensitive to what we're talking about. And I'm like, this is a verbal rage room.
Yeah.
Like, this is what this is for. We come in here, we say shit that just smashes lamps, we get it out of our system, and then we re-enter society not wanting to murder
You're talking
our
about
spouse.
the podcast or stand-up?
Just in general, I'm talking about stand-up. But this also same, but I'm also talking about those Boston guys that are on the job site just saying shit. Granted, now the internet has made these things permanent. So it like they just live for longer. So
that was very microphone tattoo of you. Like we go in there and we get it out.
Yeah.
And there's no apologies.
But what I mean,
I know what
it
you're
is
saying.
queefy. But what I mean is really like it is a place to just say heinous things. And shouldn't there be a place for that?
I mean, my favorite job I ever had was a sitcom writing room, which was we just. We broke story and we told jokes all day. But like the funnest thing was like when you were told to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
By the higher ups. And so you would just sit in the corner and you would make joke with your friends. And we would come up with like the worst fucking jokes, like things that would make it be unhireable for I mean, I'm still unhireable, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like we had this thing, this sitcom was very vanilla. It was for TBS. It was a multicam. And me and a fellow writer would like write consistently every day side stories about the boss of the company being a sleeper agent for Al Qaeda, and we would and just all this stuff like that.
See, this is you're proving my point, and also I think like there's not much of a difference between like what we do and children. Like my son, all day at school, right? He's like white knuckling. Behaving and he's like taking it in and he's really good with school and listening and following directions, but it's a fucking effort. He's 6. They shouldn't be inside like this.
Yeah.
Like, they should be running around a little more.
He needs to be in one of those mud schools.
A little bit, or he just needs to like
mud schools.
He just needs to be let out like a dog every hour and like run in circles and then come back in. Like that should be normal practice for schools, I think.
Yeah.
Let these kids just kind of like and then go back inside. They get their sillies or their weirds out, and now they can sit back in a place. But by the time he's done with school, he's like an in-ground pool bursting at the seams. Like you could tell he's just been like, I've been hanging on all day. And then we're like, buddy, can you do this? He's like, suck my dick, fuck you, I'm never listening to anything. Ah! And I'm like, I fucking get it, man. You need this. I'm not even mad at it. That's his verbal rage room.
I can't wait till I get to that point. Right now, honestly, having a toddler in New York City is just one of the dumbest ideas. Unless you are a millionaire who can just pay somebody to like be on every single fucking. We walked to the bagel store this morning.
How do you say bagel?
Bagel.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, it's the Northwest. And I honestly never can hear it. I get made fun of every time I say bagel, and everybody's like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I can't even hear a difference in the way you say it. But I also can't do impersonations or sing. So
Bagel.
I don't have an ear. Is it Forrest Gump?
That's how you got it, bagel.
Bagel?
It sounds like you say bagel, like kind of bagel,
Say it.
but there's a little.
Say it how you say it.
Bagel.
Bagel.
There you go.
Bagel. Like bagel.
It's like teaching a deaf kid how to
Bagel.
speak. Bagel.
I had a deaf woman in my show on Saturday night.
By law, did the club provide?
Yes. Yeah. And here's the thing. The entire show, I thought it was a server leaning down, taking an order. The entire show, I thought it was a server. And then I was like literally like minute.
They didn't tell you?
No. And minute 35, I was like, what the fuck? And she was cool. She was great. Yeah. So we started doing the thing where I was like, all right, make her say this, make her say that. Did you know fuck you is, or fuck is...
No.
It's 2 legs. They're fucking.
Oh, a little scissor. See? I like that.
I was like, I love that.
We're teaching, I'm going to teach Luca that because he's been doing the more. We'll do thank you.
Yeah. That's what
and now
Nino
he'll be
does.
like, fuck you.
It's.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I going to say?
Toddler in the city. What a nightmare, unless you're rich.
But it's just like, we took her and it's like me and my estranged wife are walking, and she's like, we got to bring this, instead of the stroller, let's let her bring the scooter. And she doesn't know how to steer the scooter.
Yeah.
So it's just like into this corner, into this wall, into this pile of hypodermic needles, into this rust, just a pile of rust. They like shaved it off, and it's
Rust
there's
shaving.
dog shit, there's elderly people, there's like, we're on First Avenue.
Yeah.
So there's like just semi trucks just barreling down the road. I don't think you should. I think it should be illegal to have a kid in Manhattan. Maybe even in New York. It's fucking insane.
I have the same feelings about blind people. Like, I can't believe.
We should lock them up.
Well, I just can't believe the pros and cons of living in New York City blind. Like, I totally get it. Pro is everything is around you, right?
Yeah.
So everything is accessible. The cons is everything else.
Yeah.
Is that you are in a dark abyss in your own mind and have to process 4 trillion sounds at once and also memorize like the layout of where you immediately live.
And also, yeah, like if you're walking by yourself and there's nobody there, it's like your supersonic sense isn't going to tell you there's dog shit with a birthday cake style of hypodermic needles sticking out of it. Like
you're like Daredevil with none of the balance.
Well, the baby is basically the same thing, except, the toddler, just, she doesn't care. She's just drunk. She's just drunk, and she's like, what happened if I fucking took my scooter down these stairs? And you're like, don't do that. And she's like, I'm doing it. Like,
I'm fucking doing it.
I'll fucking take
tell
this.
me I
I
can't.
take a scooter in the street. I don't care.
Yeah, why don't you give yourself rules? That seems good.
Okay, I can't do it. I'm going to sit down and cry.
She's just like, you can't too? Be my dad.
Yeah, you're not my dad anymore. I don't like you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Go away, Dad. Hey, everybody. If you're not aware, we are now taking calls from you, the listeners.
That's right. You're a direct participant in our show now because we've run out of personal content to give you.
So please give us a call at
646-598-2417.
And we will pick your voicemail and we'll play it on the pod and we'll answer it. And hopefully everybody feels better.
That's right. Yeah. So ask us for advice. We can settle a debate. You can start a debate between us.
You can just vent.
Dad questions. I would love a vent, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. We
You
have
wanna
some,
just
we have
tell
some
us-
real personal ones, too.
I would love it.
I love that.
If you told me some wins maybe you had over your wife, that'd be
If you're
Boy.
a guy and you won an argument or a situation over your wife, call in. It's the win line. 646-598-2417.
yeah. I gotta say this. This stopping in to be a parent thing is not. I gotta get off the road. I gotta fucking. It is so hard to have 2 days off and then be like, oh, I'm a parent, and then like back to jerking off in hotel rooms.
Yeah, it's disorienting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I came home yesterday, so I'll tell you, buddy, I'm having a hard time being away lately because, and I don't know how to properly put this. It's really hard to disappoint one kid.
Yeah.
It's really hard. It's like, it's the nail in the coffin to disappoint two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
that extra mile where you're like, fuck, dude, like this kid is totally aware of me leaving.
One's
like,
enunciating it, and the other one's just looking at you. Like, you're not going nowhere.
Oh, and telling me feelings through vibe, dude.
Yeah.
I got home yesterday and he literally saw me and like ran towards me, remembered he was pissed, sat down and played with his car.
Whoa.
And I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I have a hug? And he's like, kind of like at first. And it took a minute, but he was totally there. But I was like, dude, I'm on the road watching like Soldier Come Home videos and thinking I'm going to get a hero's welcome.
Nope.
And I get home and it's like, Dad, either die or stay.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, that was like the hardest thing because the way we lined up my February was that originally like all of us are going base camping out there. And so financially it didn't make sense to change that for myself. So
Right.
I was away for 3 weeks and she was like, did not want anything to do with me by like week 2. She
like
was
FaceTime or anything like that.
She was just like, no, you know. And then I came home for a couple days, and then I went away again. And we kind of got back into a groove, and it got sweet again. And she definitely was like really excited to see me. But this Saturday, I was like FaceTiming her before, and Rosie was out of town too, so she's like, with the nanny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I gotta go. And she goes, Dad, have 5 more minutes? And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It was so much easier when you didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah. It really makes you want to quit everything.
Everything.
It makes the idea of working preposterous. It makes the idea of being away insane. And I know that like it's also because I deal with this a lot, and I think this will probably be relatable to people that listen too. Is like you want to show your kids that you can still chase dreams once you have kids. You want to show like that's a stated mission of mine, because my parents made it very clear that their hopes and ambitions died the moment we were here.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is like, hey man, this doesn't have to end. We can do this. We can mix it up. And frankly, I spend more time with my kids than almost like any dad that I know that has a normal job and anything like that. Like they're all fucking struggling because everybody is just like holding on for dear life as the world undergoes massive change by the second.
Massive change. It's literally a fire. It's the entire world is on fire right now.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
And like, you know, either whatever. But so what were we talking about?
Just not wanting to work.
So that's so the whole point, like I really, because crew hit me with a thing, which, and again, I'm pretty good. Like I'll do 2 weekends on the road a month, at max 3. I'm never really gone for like a full month. Like I try to make it to balance it as best as I can.
Yeah.
And usually the times I'm away are like Thursday to Sunday the most usually.
Yeah.
This one is going to be the one that I'm about to leave on is the longest I've done in a while, which is Thursday, and then I get home Monday.
Are you doing rumors?
Huh?
Oh, you're going to Louisiana.
I'm doing a Louisiana run. I'm doing Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. So it you know, and I'm looking forward to it, but it is one of those things where it's like, I don't want to go. Like, if I could somehow split myself completely in 2 and be fully conscious in both arenas, then that would be okay.
Yeah.
But like, there is a bigger chunk of me being left at home than what's being taken on the road. And that, like, I'm trying to figure out the balance of like how to do that too.
Yeah.
Of like how to continue with like the heart, discipline, and desire to continue to want to do stand up, which it's all outside of my family. It's all I want to do.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't really want to do anything outside of my family.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was like a big disagreement in my marriage was like, I was like, I don't downsize. Just fucking downsize.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so of the mind of like, I mean, I definitely would have regrets if I did this. But like, I can move to Ithaca and be the manager of a Best Buy and make $75,000 a year.
Yeah.
And just, you know,
I
rock
don't think
it.
that's what they make, but
You think they make more?
I think they make 40.
A manager.
A manager, yeah.
All right.
Buddy, at this point, I really have no faith in what anybody pays anybody, because I think most people are like kind of patchworking together multiple streams of income.
You know what I thought about? This is what dawned on me when I was watching, I think, Mr. Rogers recently. No, I was watching Peppa Pig or something like that. This might be unique to New York, but I think it's everywhere because of how disparate like income has become. Do you remember that when you were growing up, people that worked in your neighborhood also lived in your neighborhood?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I live in Manhattan, so like nobody that works in my neighborhood lives in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, it's a
No, they're all
playground.
coming in from like
The
fucking
Bronx, Queens,
yeah.
Long Island, and
all
shit
the
like
way
that.
out by the airport.
And
Sutphin.
yeah, it's like, but like when I grew up in Seattle, it was like I think people like lived in my neighborhood who worked in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And now it's like you could never live in my neighborhood unless you worked in tech.
No, it was funny. I was talking to one of my wealthier comedian friends recently, and we were talking about just investments in general and how like buying a house is no longer the investment that it once was. Like it's when you buy a place, it's more of like, this is my lifestyle. Like this is where I go. It's not looking to leverage it into, you know, future wealth,
Legacy.
far
Yeah.
and away greater than what you're currently purchasing it for. But so he was like, I don't know, man. I think maybe like renting actually is the best thing. And I was like, well, that sounds like you also may have been consuming a lot of media that's been sponsored by Blackwater.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whoever's been fucking buying up all these goddamn residential buildings and pricing 100% of the people out of them. It's like, I don't know.
No, I mean, it's so fucking weird because it's like, also for the longest time, I was like a kind of a conspiracy denier, where I was just like, come on, the New York Times, they're our buddies. They tell us exactly the truth. And then now it's like I see things like that where it's like maybe renting is better, and then, or just like, like, have you thought about that it's hard to be a settler in the West Bank, or whatever? Like all these fucking, they do all these puff pieces on the Trump administration now, which is like they're just trying their hardest not to get sued. But it's like, Kai Trump, a day in LA with Kai Trump.
Did they do that? Who the fuck is Kai Trump?
It's like his niece or something.
Oh, okay.
It's like maybe Eric's daughter or something. She's
Eric! Sorry, God.
She's like 18 or something, and it's like her going to fucking Erewhon.
Nice. Oh, I did see that, actually. I had come to Erewhon with this. I did see
it's
that.
just like, but they're doing these things where it's like, we used to just go like, no, we're not going to humanize these people.
Right,
and now the
right.
New York Times is like, Marco Rubio actually collects trains.
I think, I personally... they are human, so there's no humanizing them, I guess. Like, I don't know. Right. I guess that could be a debate. But
Well, I think that here's my problem with it, is it's like, if you are the architect of misery, you don't get, I don't want to know about the lighthouse ceramics that you've been collecting for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
I want more to know that you are the architect of misery.
I think that's fair. I do like 360 views of people just to see how they get to where they got.
You've been at Gas Digital too long.
I guess so, but I also I think hosting Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole probably had more of an impact on me than almost anything I've ever done professionally, because it was very frustrating to talk to somebody who didn't believe in basic things that happened publicly as if they happened.
Yeah.
That like he was more into the Narnia version of conspiracies, and I was more into like he thought, for instance, the Boston Marathon bombing didn't happen. It was a one take fake, all actors fake the whole thing. And it's like, that to me is ridiculous, because I've been on movie and TV sets and they can never get the first take right.
Yeah,
so
craft services at the Boston bombing.
Exactly. I mean, watch Tropic Thunder. He couldn't blow up the goddamn jungle correctly.
No.
Like it's more difficult than you would assume. My take on that is like, actually, it's a conspiracy in the fact that they leverage that to then declare martial law on a city and enter people's homes at gunpoint with no fucking warrant. And did they catch the guy in that way? No, they caught it because some old dipshit went out his back porch, smoked a cigarette, and saw blood on his boat.
Yeah,
it's like, so all of this,
boat
like,
doesn't have blood on it.
Yeah, wait.
The front of my car does.
I didn't drive my boat home drunk.
Man, that is fun to think about. Wait, were we talking about drunk driving recently?
Yeah, probably.
Dude, I used to, when I would wake up and I'd driven after driving, that was the scariest feeling in the world. Can you imagine if you woke up and you had boated drunk?
Yeah.
There's got to be a guy who wakes up like in the Caribbean and he's just on an island and he's like, fuck, this one's bad.
This one's crazy. His boat is just looks like Maui's hook. It's just hanging on top of a rock.
What the fuck?
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, that happened to that poor fucking pitcher from the Marlins. Remember that?
Oh, when he got,
he
was that the one where they had to send out a search party?
I don't remember, but he was doing like 120 miles per hour on a goddamn speedboat and was gacked to the gills. He may have been on the Marlins. I'm not sure, but he was a young
but
pitcher.
he died?
He died. His boat like hit something and just
Probably
no
air.
weight to it. Yeah.
Probably hit air. Oh, man.
But so Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole has actually, I think it's like made me also have more of a bandwidth to like even see what's going on now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's hard about it, for me, the thing that's hard is, so like I believe, for instance, like there is a certain part of me where if you bold-faced to me, say that you support Trump.
Yeah.
I go, well, that's that's horrible because like that also means you support like this like the taking the rights away from the trans kids, deporting these families, breaking up families, raping the environment. So to me, that is a thing where I do a judgment of character, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is a mistake that the left makes because like I go to these shows, like I was in Tyler, Texas. There's probably 10 Democrats in Tyler, Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to these people after the show and they're fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they support Trump and I know that they support all these things that I hate, but I'm never gonna get them. I'm never gonna get them if I'm like, you're just outcast.
Totally.
You know what I
never,
mean?
ever. Yeah. And
it's like when we cancel somebody, it's like, do we think they're gonna like go and like learn about feminism?
Yeah. No, and a lot of those people, a lot of people that believe staunchly in anything without allowing an alternative viewpoint in, you have to empathize with them because that's probably the information they're taking in. I told this to Sagalo, and it's what I'm wrestling with now. Like, we all kind of do live in a simulation, but it's not a shared simulation. It's an individual simulation because we're
like
all
you create
taking
your
in.
own,
We're all taking in news that completely shapes the reality in which we're consuming the world. So it's like we're not going out there with the same truth as each other. We're going out there with an editorialized version of what we think the world is, and then we're confirming our bias throughout the day with our interactions or just what we see. What, again, more phone. So it's like I'm trying my best to be like, maybe we're not like even tapped into the same resources. Maybe, and granted, maybe I'm fucking heavily weighed in one way or another. Like I always used to take offense when people would say that your reality is, I don't know why, but when I was younger, when people would be like, your reality is shaped by what you consume and what you take in and the biases. And I'm like, no, what do you mean? Like I take in a well-rounded amount of information. I have personal choice. Nobody creates my fucking reality. And it's become overly clear over the last like year or two, even more so, that everything is curated to kind of keep us individualistic and also just taking in our own shit.
Rosebud and I had like a check-in last night, and I was like, we're talking about the road, we're talking about personal shit, friends, things like that, and at one point I was just like, in all the news, and she was like, is it bad? And I was like, whoa, is it bad?
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And I tell her, and it was like her entire demeanor changes. Like she went from like she went from like a resting heart rate to like zone 2.
Right.
Like immediately she was burning calories. Cause it's like, and also, like I have to think about these people where it's like, I grew up in a pretty gay family.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
Yeah, they were very gay.
You weighed down the curve.
And I went to school in the hood. Yeah, I'm the only reason they're straight. I'm straight. But, like just all these things where it's like I was exposed to all these things. And I think the biggest problem we do now is we just go like, well, you're a bigot. And it's like, well, I maybe would have been a bigot if I grew up. My dad wanted me to move to Annapolis when I was like 16. Let's say I grew up in Annapolis in this like boat shoe kind of boy culture playing lacrosse. I'm not the same guy.
Right.
Right.
If I stayed in Fort Montgomery and went to school in Highland Falls in high school, and that's like really, working class to having trouble financially. Like it's
you're dead from fentanyl.
Probably, like, to be honest, there's a lot of kids that I grew up with that like got really deep into serious drugs, like serious drugs and serious crime. Whereas like, the kids that in Rockland County that I grew up with, they just died from it. Yeah. like they didn't, they fucked up a couple times and they didn't
become junkies.
Exactly. Yeah. But they, none that were very close to me anyway.
There was nobody in my high school doing hard drugs.
Really?
Like
pills were kind of etching their way into my school.
I didn't know about it, but I was like in the group that partied.
Yeah.
I never once saw cocaine. I never once saw pills. Yeah. I definitely never saw anybody that was like doing, and Seattle was the heroin capital of the world.
Totally.
And I never saw it.
Really? Coke doesn't feel like a high school drug to me. Like that feels like really, and I know Gossip Girl would disagree. Yeah. But like that to me feels like a very adult. Like, how do you even, was Coke in your high school?
I was like too lame to know about anything that was going on. I didn't go to parties. So
You were
I
a jock, right?
Yeah.
kind of, but I also was like scared of everything. So I didn't drink until college. Like I didn't know what they were doing over there.
Yeah.
None of my business.
We were the same.
Yeah.
We were the same.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't drink in high school. Like I drank maybe 2 or 3 times. I
drank in middle school.
I mean, yeah.
I smoked weed. I smoked weed at 12 years old at a Grateful Dead concert by myself.
You rolled it just in the air. Like
No,
a
I think I
pro.
had some shitty metal pipe or something like that. But I remember I got. This is what being a kid in Seattle was like. My friend's dad was like, "We're going to the Grateful Dead show," and I told my mom, and she was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "And I'm gonna smoke pot," and she was like, "Well, I can't make you not smoke pot," and I was like. This is too fucking easy, lady.
That's so funny. Well, who am I to make you do anything?
And then
I'm but a parent.
I just like walked around. I remember I had a pair of blue soccer shorts and nothing else on. And I just walked around this concert asking people for weed.
Nice.
And I was a child.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old.
That's really young. A shirtless child.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have given
not a
you
nice body
anything.
either. I don't think I looked
Were you
great.
wearing undies?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was hoping you weren't just fucking free balling under a pair of Umbros.
No, I think I was just walking around and I would see people smoking weed and I'd be like, "Can I have some?" And they'd be like, "Yeah."
Why didn't you ask sooner, child?
Yeah, it was very weird. Very weird.
I have a lot planned for my conversations with my sons about substances.
I mean, I think obviously I'm an addict and also my like I think I'm jamming up because I was gonna say something and then I don't want to say
I
it.
got you, buddy.
I think she says it. My estranged wife is
Yes.
also an addict.
Yeah,
And
she definitely says that.
but
Or I've said that on other shows.
I really, really, really want my kid to have like a childhood that and into their teens and 20s where they can find joy without having to get because I remember I got to a certain age, I think it was like 16, where it was like the only fun thing to me was to get beer.
Right.
The only fun thing to me was to get, and I mean, I had fun.
Yeah.
I skied, I swam, I had fun doing those things. But there was always this thing where it was like, oh man, we couldn't get weed. This weekend's ruined.
Yeah, and the life. I mean, I've heard this a million times, but the most fun part of getting drugs, especially coke, is the ride to go get it.
Yeah.
Like that is in and of itself a jacked up like excitement that even it eclipses the activity itself. It's like this like the ritual of being with your friends. Like you got $20, I got 20. Who's got 10? Let's get a gram.
Yeah.
That type of shit. But the key is, I think, is to give them stuff to do. Like I think that's really kind of the key to keeping them as away from that and exciting stuff that makes them. I'm not saying like sign your kid up for sports and force them to play sports and that will keep them away from drugs. It's not sports. I'm saying find them something that brings them that excitement, that turns them on to the same point that a fucking drug might light their brain up.
What has Crew asked for a phone yet?
He asked when he was getting one, and we were like, never.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't know, man. Like I told him flat out, I was like, the reason you don't play Roblox is because I don't want adults to have access to you.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the real reason, and that's what I'm. And
We got
you
given.
should know that.
Rosie did a gig for Meta, and they gave us what's the fucking head thing?
The glasses.
No,
the Oculus.
Yeah, so we got an Oculus, and I put it on, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. This is dumb. And so I gave it to Amina.
Yeah,
because she's got like I think he's 10 now.
Yeah, he's older. He's a good kid. I played
great.
basketball with him at Minno's second birthday.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And she said it was like 20 minutes into the Oculus to where like an adult was chatting with him on
Jesus
Roblox.
Christ. Yeah.
It was like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Where she was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm just talking to this guy." And it was like, "Fuck, man."
Yep. Smash it. Smash it immediately.
Yeah.
It's just it's fucking gross, dude. So I'm because a lot of parents have been coming up to me and asking for my opinion on like iPads and all this stuff. And my opinion is my opinion. I have no advice for other parents. I just tell you what I do, and if you find value in that, great. If you don't, then awesome. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, I know what's best, and based upon this study, studies change all the time. I'm not the one doing the study, so I'm just a moron regurgitating bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I feel is like what feels right for me. And like, you know, I've been on shows with people who have told me, they're like, you don't know this guy. You may know this guy. He's not a comic, but he's involved in comedy. And he was like, yeah, I have a 6-year-old. He's like same age as your son. I was like, yeah. He's like, it's crazy, man. You know, you ever like just like give him the iPad and you have like no clue what they're watching? He's like, I don't have any clue what my son's watching. And he's like trying to be like, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, I'm not like, no.
Yeah.
Stop.
No.
Yeah, stop.
What are you talking about?
It's like ever since that do people not read enough? Is there not enough literature out there for what things do? It's like I tried to do a joke about this but it's not funny, and it also is just attacking two gods that nobody is looking to part with. But it's like I had a buddy sign his son up for tackle football and to be a fucking altar boy in the same weekend. Jesus. And I'm like, so you want this kid to be like a drooling maniac by the time he's in his 20s, who also was abused? Like, are you hoping the CTE makes him forget the rape?
Jesus
like,
Christ.
What are you actually fucking banking on here?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to.
I have to park.
Birth control?
Yeah, sorry. That's
I try not to judge because it's fucking hard to have a kid. And I definitely, like, on a long flight, I'm going to let her watch Miss Rachel on the iPad. Like, it's just 6 hours. It's like I gotta pull it out at some point so that I can kind of like relax.
Yeah,
you know?
And also Miss Rachel is like lo-fi. It's not too crazy. We've talked about just the Coco Melon and all that shit. It's a different.
Listen, I'll let her watch whatever the fuck she wants on the plane. I don't care. I'm not thinking about Fies at all. I'm thinking about I need 30 minutes to not, you know. I
will say Crew had an ear infection last week and he was fucked up. Like he was like, what is happening to my face and ears? I'm in so much pain. And he was really fucked up. And he was like, can I watch Coco Melon? Like he like went back to, can I watch? And I was like, buddy, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is like taking a Xanax during a panic attack. Yeah. It's like sometimes you have to tap the vein and fucking let it rip.
That's the bottle for Minnow. It's like she's not supposed to be having bottles anymore. And it's like sometimes it's just like, can I have a bottle?
Sorry, this is taking me forever to park.
That's okay. Oh man. What was I going to say? So I don't judge people for that. That's not true. I don't enunciate my judgment.
Yeah.
When I see a kid who's just like in the car all the time and their iPad is always in there, or like they're just on the iPad in the waiting room or something like that, like I do go like, fuck, that sucks for that kid.
Yeah. Well, and I'm telling them like, I hate this. I'm hoping phones and all this shit, and I think I may have said this, but like, I hope phones are like cigarettes. To kids. Like, because me seeing my dad, granted, I did smoke cigarettes for a couple of years, but me seeing my dad smoking cigarettes, I was like, that's fucking gross, dude. You're like actively killing yourself. You smell like shit. I was smoking cigarettes because I wanted to die. Like, I was actively trying to die. So that's why. But I remember that like being really formative.
Yeah.
Formative, where I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. That's disgusting. And I'm hoping that my kids, because I also say, I'm like, I don't want to be as locked into this as I am.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to answer emails and say, give dad a second. I just need to edit this video or post or something like that. Like, I really don't want you to be beholden to this thing, even though you're gonna be. Like, you know, I don't know how this is gonna work. Maybe there'll be a solar flare before he has to be a full-time employee, but, you know.
Yeah, I just saw the thing. No, I mean, I think it's probably not gonna be. And also, I will say this. One thing I will say is that I've noticed that people that grew up with technology are not as afflicted by it. I think that like the most afflicted by it are like our age and older, where it's like they don't know how to get out of this.
Totally.
And everybody's looking at their phone. So it's like, you know, it's it's bad no matter what. But I don't know. I think it's got to be like a decision. I think it's got to be like a choice you make. Like, have you ever felt the relief of losing service?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you go somewhere and it's just like, I can't even do anything about it.
When Wi-Fi is down on a plane, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, great. I can guilt-free nap. I can guilt-free watch a movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no scrolling to be done. It actually kind of shuts off the pull a little bit, because I know if there's a world out there that exists and something's going on, and I can convince myself that I'm missing out.
Yeah.
You know, and if that phone is unaccessible, then the only world that exists is this airplane.
Mm-hmm. Stoner. Well, everybody, I think we do want you to not, when you're done with this podcast, put your phone down. But also sign up for our Patreon.
Yeah, there's so much more content for you to watch.
I'm going to do a
Get
tour.
locked in. Watch your phone. Give it to your kids.
Do a tour of my my servants' quarters.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
I think we could also, another thing I was thinking about we could do is we could maybe try to figure out how to put up the lost Nick Alex interview.
Yeah, maybe.
Just the video.
Or the original, the first episode
audio.
where we just trashed that one comic who now it's completely in style to trash.
Yeah.
But we don't even have the full video.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Just release part
But
of it.
I'm still in the angry part of my divorce in that interview, so I'm kind of say some shit, kind of some fun shit.
Andy did really let it rip a few times, but
because I had a teammate for the first time where it was like somebody was like, buddy, let me tell you what you're lined up for. What the fuck was I going to say? Oh, we have a voicemail.
We have a voicemail, which we're still taking those, gang. Call in, leave a voicemail. Tell us some of your wins over your wife. We've been really loving those lately.
Wins over your wife?
Those are awesome. And then any problems you may have, settle a debate, maybe cause a debate between Andy and I. Ask Nicole something massively personal that she might have to own up to on camera or on mic. Right, Nicole? You're free. You're open.
I wouldn't say that. I won't even show my face on this show.
Let alone
deep dark
God
personal
damn, make
secrets.
it personal.
We're getting a Nicole cam. That's it. You're going to be our eldest. We're getting a Nicole cam. All right.
Oh.
Howdy, beauties. Cody calling from the Pacific Northwest again. Trying to hit the call-in cycle. Andy, thank you for the guesty. Love you, kisses. I do have an exceptionally, this is the most important dad question I could ask. I realized this the other day. What age and what sport do you think your kids will beat you at first? My wife asked me this, and I truly cannot fathom a world where my son beats me at something before he turns like 17. Unless it's like a Winter Olympic sport, which kind of counts, but like there's no shot. I'm not to run down the stats, but I'm like 6'2". I just can't see it. I can't see it happening. I feel like I'm like Dad Jim Thorpe. Like, not to brag, I did an Orange Theory class with Steve Young one time. Dusted it. Absolutely dusted it. And maybe I'm arrogant. Maybe this is narcissism. If the therapist guy could let me know if I've got a problem in my head. But yeah. Anyways, what would your sports be? Also, Mike, you have ruined the way I look at cold plunges. I went and cold plunged with a buddy the other day, and I asked him, I was like, hey, man, you do this and like, are you just kind of like rocked up a lot? And he's like, why in the world would you ask that? What is happening? And I was like, oh, it's a podcast to listen to, man. This guy. So yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate that little nugget. It just lives in my head for forever now.
Are you rocked up, dude?
Love you guys. Kisses.
That's funny that I've been spreading boner misinformation about cold blood. It just has that effect on me. And everybody
You're
else
just
is
like,
what
I'm
the
fucking
fuck?
hard as a bullet.
You know what I started doing? I started blaming the cold plunge for giving me erections and therefore too much testosterone, and that's why I'm starting to lose a little hair.
You're looking for it. You spent too long of a weekend in the Midwest, man. I'm gonna
Pulling
be
every
honest.
thread, dude. Every thread.
You ate out of too many gas stations this last week.
Oh, I listened to Aaron Putnam ranting about what's wrong with the world for too many hours.
That's dangerous.
Straight.
That's dangerous. Thanks for calling.
What was the first question? What sport?
What sport? And I think
Hold on. What sport? What was the whole?
is your kid gonna beat you at?
And by what age?
Oh, okay. I see.
I think the thing is that I have a daughter, so this throws in like It throws in gymnastics.
Yeah.
It throws in
sure.
volleyball. I can't do either of those.
You could play volleyball.
But I'm not like I can play it, but I'm not like good at it. Is
Yeah, but
what
you
I
could
mean.
spike it right in her fucking 5-year-old face.
Yeah, but she might be able to do that thing where she hits it with the exact amount of power where it goes in the corner. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that.
True.
Like
true.
my sister,
She might be the Greg Maddox of volleyball. Just not overpowering, but just perfect precision.
little sets. Yeah. I would go and watch my foster sister play. She's like 10 years, 15 years younger than me, and when she was in high school, and it was like I couldn't do what they do. Gymnastics, obviously not.
Yeah.
If it's soccer, I think it's probably going to be high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Mainly because I'll be in my 50s.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's whenever his speed. It's like it's gonna be me coming down to him coming up. It's like passing elevators.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be. It's going to depend. Basketball, I
Not
think.
with peptides.
Yeah, well, that's true. Actually, if I just start really fucking juicing.
I'm getting so many peptide ads.
Are you?
Yeah.
If there's a peptide guy out there that would like to sponsor the show, like
Yeah.
you want to really, I would say that we're kind of branded as beta males.
Mm-hmm.
Just two fucking, bleeding out
Just
pussies.
a universe of men where it's like, please tell us a time that you beat your wife. And not physically, but just like in an argument.
Yes.
Please tell us a time where that happened.
Dude, how fun would it be to watch both how we individually and as a show evolve with peptides and the confidence that they bring?
Yeah. Testosterone.
Does that not strike a chord with some of you?
Lean
Even
muscle.
if that just makes you join the Patreon so we can buy peptides. I mean, that's a good
We'll
enough
show
ad.
the injections.
Oh, I would do it on camera.
Yeah.
I would do it on camera. What is it? Right in the soft spot of your tricep, right? Same
I
with
do it in my
GLP-1?
belly fat.
You do it right there?
That's where I do my NAD plus.
What sport?
Yeah.
So I think
It's going to be basketball, right?
basketball, I would assume that's the first one. Probably soccer though, but even like that's because I can't even move now.
Yeah.
And I'd still be able to overpower him, but I was going to say it's going to be running. Like he's going to be faster than me before he can beat me at a sport.
Dude, I took it's like a beautiful day in New York. It's like the first day of
Thank
spring.
God.
And I cut across the park to
Show
get
us
to the
those
podcast
biceps.
today. And by the way, everybody, I heard people were worried that I posted a topless pic on the grid.
You heard people were worried?
Yeah, I heard
Who was
people
worried?
Rosebud's friends were like, Andy's posting topless to grid. That was my social media team. I did not ask them to do that.
He's on a date with Lauren Boebert.
Yeah,
And he's posting
I would hit.
topless pics.
I would hit. But no, I mean, so I'm walking through the park and you see people running, older people, and it looks so weird. There's some people that run and it looks so painful, or like awkward. And I'm running a lot, but I'm like starting to like get hurt from running. And it's like, God, I don't want to get to that age where I run with like a weird, like
It's coming.
cowboy.
But I guess
kind
with
of-
peptides it might not. But yeah, dude, when I run, I sound like janitor keys. Like I'm literally like I'm just holding everything together.
like you're
All
breaking
my-
pasta.
Yeah, all of my joints are like rusty, and if I like click it, then it can finally have full
Yeah.
range of motion. But yeah, I'm trying to jerry rig my entire body.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm in the best shape of my life. I would say pretty close to it,
Nice.
and but I'm also old.
Yeah,
So it's like I'm in the best shape of my life, but I hurt myself once a week.
yeah. I do think if I really like, so I don't. I want to be careful with how I say this because I know a lot of parents out there that are like, my son will never beat me until he beats me legit. And it's like, I let my son win all the time in basketball. And then I beat the brakes off of him sometimes when he talks crazy shit.
Physically.
So it's a nice little balance because, again, I've said this before, but I got into that argument with this one little league coach who was like, first year of coach pitch, right? They haven't even really learned like what a force out is or where they're just familiar with that's first, that's second, that's third, that's home. And this guy, because he had a team of second graders who were in their second year of coach pitch, was like, okay, we're doing 3 strikes and you're out and 3 outs and switch sides. And I was like, we're not doing that. That's not the rules. Well, first of all, like that's just not how the games are played. I understand that you want to get out of here, but I was like, that's not what, like, we're trying to get everybody to learn the game.
This is another dad.
This is another dad who was the coach of the other team. And he's like, well, no, it's not about me wanting to leave. It's about me wanting to teach these kids the proper game of baseball. And I was like, I get it, dude. You played varsity as a sophomore. That's awesome. I was like, that's really cool that you got to do that. And I'm very proud of you. I was like, however, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. We're going to bat our entire side. And you can play however you'd like. But that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And this guy... So this is
Wanted
what's
to
funny
fight
about
you?
having some friend. No, he didn't. He was a pussy, and he went back to his fucking dugout and told his kids that we're playing by my rules. But then he told one of my friends, who he didn't know was my friend, that I cursed him off. And that I like unloaded on him and was incredibly like insane. He told a bunch of parents that I was like out of my mind. And this is literally how I talked to him. And he was the one that was like, actually, this is the real baseball and this is what we're doing. I was like, I get it, dude. Varsity. It's fucking sick. And he was just hurt by the fact that I made fun of him.
I'm so excited for these interactions because I've had zero.
It just sucks when you have to live in the town and you have to continue to bump into the people all the time. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't even want this to be a conflict. I didn't start this to be. I'm just trying to get all of our kids to like a game before they eventually get competitive. It's like you don't need fucking 5-year-olds that are like, and I, Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality. It's like, get out of here.
Those kids suck. Let's name names on the Patreon.
Let's do it.